I think our audience are always very interested in price point first. Why don't we dive into the price point of these 3 projects so that everybody can make sense? Sure. Tembusu Grand, the Diamond project, which is the mega one.
Yes.
And then, of course, the freehold one at Continuum. So these 3, they're pretty close to one another. So let's deep dive into the table that we just came up.
Sure. So let's start off with Tembusu Grand first. Just to give some context, we also want to take a look in terms of the land price, and I think that will then set the stage in terms of what is the estimated sale price. For Tembusu Grand as well as Diamond Grand, now both of them are sitting on a 99 years land. Tembusu Grand, as what Min mentioned earlier on, attracted a total of 8 bids, so the land price is at 1302. For Diamond Grand, there was only 2 bids, but it is a huge plot of land just right beside the MRT station. Land price is at 1350. And last but not least, Continuum, they are sitting on a freehold land plot. Land price was at 1440. So based on all this, naturally for the freehold, that would usually command a slight premium. We estimated the launch price for Tembusu Grand to be at 24. Diamond Grand at 2.5, as well as Continuum being a freehold, that will likely touch towards the 2.7 kind of price range. So I think based on all this price range, I think each have its pros and cons. Continuum being a freehold, Diamond Grand nearer towards the Dakota MRT station, and Tembusu right at the heart of Katong.
And I think for this season, a lot of buyers are very interested in the overall quantum price because ever since the 2013 era, so you've been to a couple of our webinars, we talked about this shift from the past whereby there was a huge kind of change in the types of properties that is being constructed. So if you look at this latest chart that we just talked about during our Nuggets of the Go series, so we have a latest breakdown, and I think a lot of our audience will be very keen on this chart. Okay, so this breakdown started from this because we were trying to have this segregation of 2013. So 2013 was the year that TDSR was implemented. Since then, developers started building smaller and smaller layouts in order to adjust the overall quantum price to suit buyers' demand and of course to suit affordability. So as we can see, it started the onset of creation of smaller units, as well as developers started building more and more 1 and 2 bedders. So we have a higher population of 1, 2 bedders, as well as smaller units. And the large units started to decline in terms of overall quantity that was being launched. In the past, larger size units are the predominant ones, right? We also further broke down 99 years and freehold. So if you notice, the dark blue color ones are the 99 years, and that also gave the new onset of acceptability of all these launches after the year 2013. So it also shows that because all these properties are like all fully sold, because they were all launched from 2013 onwards, it shows that actually in Singapore over the past like 10 over years, people has already gotten used to a lot of 99 years GRS land plot. And you can notice that freehold ones are very little, the red color ones, and these are all the freehold ones. So what we're trying to ascertain here is this. If quantum is so important, then developers also are very sensitive to the overall price being launched, right? So how we are coming back to the comparison is basically on this bottom portion here. So maybe when you can bring us through like some of the quantum price that is expected for Tembusu, Continuum, and Diamond Grand.
All right, so once again, I think all these pricings are just a disclaimer that this is based on our estimate because we have not gotten the official price from the developers yet. But usually we will factor in probably about a 20% kind of like profit from developers after the break-even pricing. So that's how we got the estimate launch pricing. So if we look at just on Tembusu Grand and for a 1 bedder of 500 odd square feet, we're definitely looking at a price quantum of around $1.27 million thereabout onwards. So because do note that usually for a smaller units, the PSF is usually on a higher range, but then followed by the bigger unit, the PSF will be of a lower range. So if you were to compare that against the Diamond Grand, the similar size we estimate in terms of size because we still do not get the information yet. Diamond Grand will probably set you back about $1.32 million for a 1-bedroom unit. On the contrary, for the Continuum, which is a freehold project, because of freehold status, generally you'll be looking at probably about $1.5 million for a 1-bedroom unit.
Right.
And do know that that's actually 1 bed plus study. All right. So of course we move now to the next grade, which is the 2-bedder. We are looking at about the size of about 600 odd square feet thereabout. So Tembusu Grand will set you back about 1.6 million, and Diamond Grand will not be too far off at about $1.67 million. But for the Continuum, we'll definitely be looking at a price range of between $1.7 to $1.8 million based on a similar kind of sizing. So you
Sorry. Oh, sorry. You're very alert. No, I was trying to ask, right? So Tembusu Grand, the smallest unit is a 1 plus study.
Tembusu Grand is 1 plus study.
Continuum also.
Continuum is also 1 plus
about
study.
Diamond Grand? Don't know
Diamond
yet,
Grand,
Unknown yet.
we do not know yet, but we based on the trending of all the new launches that we
They
are
have stopped
seeing-
building one beta.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Why is that? So what do you think?
I think because of is it because of the new restriction and overcrowding? that was actually one of the actual case for like areas in Telok Kurau. They actually put a restriction.
Oh, in terms of the size, is it?
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
think I think that is mainly more on the bigger size unit that has to fit the minimum size of 70 square meters, if I
70
don't recall
square
wrongly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is based on size for a bigger unit. So they don't have a restriction on a smaller unit.
So for Continuum, they are actually building a lot of 2 betas and predominantly 3 betas. 2 and 3 betas will easily take out about 530 units already out of the 816 units. So they take out 60-70% of the units already, 2 and 3 betas. So how about Tembusu Grand?
So if you look at Tembusu Grand, we have equally the same number of 1 beta plus study and the 2 beta
One plus
units.
is actually 117.
Yeah, so you do get a lot. So on the contrary, if you look at launch that we had over the weekend was Botany. So Botany, in fact, only had very small number of 1 plus study units on that part of Singapore. So on this part, probably I believe the developers may see demand for rental because of the close proximity to the Paya Lebar district, the business district, as well as also
Towards the CBD as well.
yeah, towards the CBD area as well.
Yeah.
So they probably see a higher demand for buyers who's going to buy into that unit for investment purpose.
Right. I'm trying to look at Botany in terms of the percentage that's being sold. Let's have a quick look at the.
So Botany, I just did a quick research. Botany right now, as of today,
48.7%.
1 plus study is fully sold out already.
Yeah.
2 bedroom have only left 2 penthouse units.
2 penthouse, yeah.
2
the high
plus
ceiling.
study, only a couple of units, less than 5.
Less 3.
Yeah.
2 bed
Correct.
premium left 2.
Correct.
So in fact, 1 and 2 beta is like totally wiped out.
Correct. So only the 5, 4, 3 bedrooms are the main bulk that are remaining right
Even
now.
those that are in the OCR, the smaller units are being snapped out.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
Mission control, we have liftoff.